Good evening, everybody. It is Matt and it is Dyan, and welcome back
Hi.
to OK Aussie. The reason why I'm smiling,
Am I here? I'm having
You're-
an existential crisis.
you're here, your loop or vibe
I'm having an
earplugs are not here.
Existential crisis.
Exit the existential crisis that direction.
What
I've just
does that
spent
even
the last
mean?
15 minutes trying to
What
find
does that
where
mean,
she has
existential
lost her earplugs,
vibes?
her vibes, for noise cancelling earplugs.
I've always got a vibe, baby. I'm vibing. I'm always vibing.
Now I
Just
know
depends what
there is a
vibe
set
it is.
in the car,
Okay? And
so
don't
that's a
be
good
rude,
thing.
people. Keep your mind
But
out
there's
the
meant
gutter.
to be a set.
But I'm just saying,
here.
I vibe all the time. I'm cool.
But she knows where she's put.
I'm cool.
She's forgotten
Okay?
where she's put. Am I surprised?
I know no one else thinks that, but
Her
I
mind
think it.
goes every which way. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to the channel if you're new. We're talking about noise cancellation.
No fucking idea.
I'll just see if the noise cancellation works or not.
Gosh, it's quiet tonight.
Oh, God, I wish I could have a pair of those then.
I wonder
Oh, look!
why.
Here's a pair of those now. Not for me, but for her because she loses things. Well, she doesn't really lose things.
I
She
need
just
it too.
temporarily forgets in her mind because of her short-term memory has now become non-existent, cognitively.
He's got dementia.
No, I don't actually.
I need the t-shirt. I'm with dementia.
I'm with you. That's bad enough. So, the vibes are very, very
I'm
small.
cool.
Okay, can you take them off so we can join in together? Thank you. Right.
Sorry, I was enjoying my box.
Ah, bet you were. In your
I
box.
was rather.
The vibes are very, very
These are all my
small
vibes.
little things that you
I
put
had
in the
vibes.
ears.
I just had the vibes.
They reduce the noise so that you can concentrate and focus.
No, but the okay. Let me give you the real
The real
autism review
101.
on this.
Let's
okay?
have a look. Coming closer to
The
this one.
review
Yes.
on this motherfucker. Okay, it's the weekend. I'm just sorry about the swearing, but I'm just saying.
Cognitively, she's been a bit
This-
offline, so bear with.
This is the best. So you pull this out when you do not give a shit, right?
When you don't want to hear stuff.
But when you want to be discreet because other people think that it's really weird, I don't think they're weird. I mean, I look at some people, what they're wearing, and go, that's weird.
Okay, don't be
But
judgmental now.
apparently that's socially acceptable. Well,
Not-
why
not
is
always
this
socially
not
acceptable.
socially acceptable and fashionable?
Okay,
Put diamantes on them. I'll buy
of course
it.
you would. If it's not pink or if it's
Make
not
them
bling.
trendy.
Now, if I may talk so that you're not
Okay,
waffling a little
but
bit too much.
anyway, it is nice to kind of hide because the autistic, sometimes you can get spotted out of a crowd. So we try and fool them, don't we?
Correct.
So we have vibes.
Discreet.
And they're discreet.
Demure.
Very demure. Very discreet.
But they're
very
not
demure.
as good as
No.
over-ear
No.
noise cancellation.
No, because that
Now-
means it's pretty much like a scale of the vibes, the
Yeah.
discreet ones. You know, I really hate humans. And when I put these on, yeah, I can barely hear those humans. I think they're tolerable.
Life is so much better. I wonder what happened if you had two pairs of. Now, what are we doing tonight?
Well,
Hold
I
up.
do think
Stop.
the decibels could be better.
Okay, we're
The
getting there.
decibels could be better.
So you have two sets of
I don't
two
hear
types
a
of
thing.
headsets. The little
Oh, it'd
vibes
be
that you
like-
wear in your ears where are discreet, where you don't want to stand out in public, where you don't want to block all
Not
the
sponsored.
noise, but you want to be able to focus and concentrate. Great concept
Yeah,
and idea.
sometimes you want to block out
There's
noise.
other times when you really want to block out noise, and you've tried a few different headsets along the way.
Because sometimes when you
These
know,
aren't sponsored, by
you're
the way, I have to
enjoying
say.
your discreet ones.
Yeah.
Sorry about the stutter still being here. And then like you go into different shops and you do great with them.
Yep.
And then you go into certain shops and you go,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, I need these for this shop.
Yeah.
It's either a disco
Yep.
or it's a person going, hi, how are you going? Would you like to buy two? There's two, but if you buy two, then you get the third one for free. Oh my God. And I just want to go,
I'm reaching for the headsets now.
right?
I can't
Because
stand this.
I'm like,
I need-
seriously?
I need.
Are you guys
Oh,
still
God,
in
that's
that
great.
marketing of the 1980s, man?
I can't hear a thing.
If you want to like sell something,
This is so nice.
speak to me. Okay, I'm
Oh,
telling you, the predictions
good.
that have come true that I predicted 20, 30 years ago have come true.
She's still talking.
So I think you need to consult with me.
These are really good.
All right. So next time, all right, we need to get with the times. It's 2025.
The difference that they make. Oh, see, look,
Isn't it nice?
I'm already
feel
talking
calm?
quietly. I wish you wear this more often. It'd be calming. I'm kidding. I'm taking the piss.
Nice.
Now,
That's
Alpine
just
is the
not
brand
nice.
of the ones that we've got. Now, you've got them up for your kids
I
because
love green
your
and I love pink.
kids' size, though.
That
was one of the
22
things that
curie.
we've struggled with when we've gone to
Value to
Bunnings and
try.
other places to
And
get.
microcephaly.
When we go to Bunnings
Yes.
and we look for
Oh
over-ear
no, they're
noise
for dudes.
defenders or noise can.
They're for dudes.
One of the things that she doesn't like is the colour red or bright orange, as if it's a work site, and a lot of the ones that you get as an adult,
And they look like this on me.
they do look a little bit big.
And they look stupid.
But look at that icon for one of those radio. Was it Nova? The radio
I
station
look like
with the
a
big ear.
minion.
It does look like
I
that.
look like a minion
So
with headset.
she has found something successful. The reason why we've got two
Love
pairs.
'em.
This pair
Green.
lives in the wheelchair bag. Okay, it is immediately accessible when she is out
Yes.
at any point in time. And every time we
And,
go into a shopping centre, we always, at this point
Yes,
in time, use them
we
because
do.
it's the most calming effect to be able to do it
But
longer
now
to get through, correct?
I have asked for ones next to my bed for when we have, there might be maintenance people here,
The alarms go off.
the alarms go off.
Just testing every
And
month.
Say if there is actually an actual fire alarm and we do have to evacuate, I need to be able to grab these next to my drawer, put them on, and basically help Matt get everything sorted. We've got to get birds into a bird cage. I've got to get both the cats into their carriers, our emergency records, and anything important.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I actually am. You're so hyper-focused on our personal emergency evacuation
Very
plan.
important when you're in an
P.
apartment.
PEEP
When you're in an
for a person with
apartment.
disability, personal emergency evacuation plan. I've been drilling a few of these things we've done lately.
When you're in an
Hyper-focused.
apartment, it's really annoying because some people you have to live around are stupid.
Now, one of the
And I
important...
can't deal with stupid because
Okay.
I'm autistic.
But you have pointed out that if the alarms
Okay.
go off in a fire alarm...
Okay.
Can I? If I may, please. If the fire alarm goes off,
Sorry,
she
was that not rude
becomes
to me or?
discombobulated.
I freeze, dude.
I
More
can't-
than that,
I can't
go,
get her to focus on
"Honey, I've
escape.
got lights."
You know that alert that's coming over that says
Yeah, I know.
evacuate
It's working.
now?
It's working.
She ain't moving. She's
It's
in
working.
that freeze state. And it's like, oh God, she's so dysregulated. And of course,
Frontal lobe's gone.
you can't then engage and tell her to do certain things.
It's definitely an alarm.
So as we've experimented with this, we need to have headsets to be able to put on immediately. You may now talk. You have the talking stick.
In psychology, when your autonomic nervous system gets set off, and in autistics, ours are highly attuned,
They are.
which means we're more sensitive to
Sensory things.
stimuli that you guys who are neurotypical,
Sound.
non-autistic,
smells, bright
you
lights,
guys
temperature.
don't hear it as intensely or feel it as intensely as us.
Mm-hmm.
And noise to us is pain. Pain. Look at the research, it's out there. So, when I have noise, when I'm already at a higher level compared to neurotypicals,
Yeah.
you add noise that neurotypicals get distracted by, like an alarm. Well, I'm over alarmed. It's like putting the alarm on steroids for you
Oh
if
my
you're
God,
not
yeah.
autistic. So, what happens to me when this alarm goes off in this building for the fire alarm, being in an apartment building, 52 apartments, I'm like,
What do I do now?
there's just nothing going on.
No.
There's
And
no-
that's
there's
the worst
nothing.
thing that you want in the case
And
of
I
emergency.
cannot do that, so I need something to chuck on my head.
Now,
so,
these ones that we use here are the acoustic earmuffs. They're actually designed to fit children's heads
Not
and ears
sponsored.
perfectly. Soft, adjustable headband, high quality materials, lightweight for children aged 5
Good.
and up.
for kids,
Protect the ears from
sorry.
harmful noise. Also
I-
suitable for aiding concentration at school. Improved on noise reduction and
If
fit
you have
22 decibels.
microcephaly, you could probably wear these like myself if you have microcephaly. But if you don't, I would recommend you look for adult
Yeah.
equivalent of these.
100%.
Okay.
And that's
So, and
why.
we're not sponsored, by the way,
No.
by this company. I just like them because I've been using this for a very long,
Absolutely.
long
And
time.
when you find something that works, you stick with
to
it. And that's really the important thing, is because we have actually gone through quite a few products and brands. Like I said, a lot of the industrial strength ones.
There's a bag.
And they haven't actually been.
The bag has my name on it.
They haven't been very good to work with. So they do come with a bag as part of the box, which is a really cool thing.
So what I'm doing is
you have the bag.
Give me the new bag
colour.
goes with
Pink.
the one next to my bed.
Right.
The old bag goes with this one. This is the one I'm wearing in public because it's pink.
Of course.
Because the day I bought the green, and I don't regret the green.
Yep.
I love green and pink. If you look around my house, you'll notice that. But basically, the day when we went to the shop, because I needed to try them on to make sure that they actually fit me and work, they only had the green. They could have ordered it, but I was like, no, I need them now. I want them now. I got the green. I thought, no, I'll get the pink another time. And I have now. So, basically, the pink are the ones I'm going to wear in public because it's my fashion. Guys, there's more colours to choose from.
And I'm happy for that, because if you feel comfortable to wear something, then you're going to be more inclined to wear it.
Absolutely.
So that's really important.
And look at it. It just suits me.
But they're comfortable for long-term wearing. And that's the other part of the sensory. If they're too tight and they're really crunching in, it's also a bit of a hard thing because Dyan's got a lot of problems between the TMJ, the transcranial nerve issues, sensitivity with inflammation and encephalitis of the head.
Guys,
some of the ones that we've tried,
trips that I do that might only be an hour, which for me is a big day out, an hour at the shops, right?
That's huge, yeah.
When I've got these headsets on and I take it off and I get in the car, it is massively red and indentations. It is bad. And then other times, it doesn't happen. Yeah. So
if you've got edema,
my
fluid in the
brain
face, swelling, encephalitis. Now, the other things that we do use for Dyan, of course, are her beat over-ear headsets as well.
Great for music.
But they're great for music. So if you're having to use
not as good
music
as
for soothing,
sound.
they don't block as much, of course. But if you're wanting to listen to
that was a learning thing for me.
If you're wanting to listen to some white noise, some calming music, to help you block out the background, but also be relaxed, then great. We're a fan of those. But if you're wanting just to totally deaden everything down,
you want quiet.
It's like being almost like an echo chamber. It is actually very quiet.
Yeah, and I like it quiet, guys. Like, I have my moments where I love my music and I go absolutely nuts in my bed with my headsets on, dancing in my bed.
Yeah.
Absolutely enjoying it, right? I sensory seek that, right? But there's also times where I seek to decompress, and maybe because, like, for example, going shopping, there's so much stimuli that's so high, I need something to tone some other senses down to compensate for those senses being sparked. Like sense of smell that's going on around me in shops, the bright lights. We have flashing lights these days.
Temperature, because you've got air conditioning, maybe, or heat.
Everything. Like there's movement,
touch.
people
moving around wanting to touch you.
People going around my wheelchair,
it's
like
over sensory.
Being in a wheelchair, a lot of it is a nightmare.
Absolutely.
So this just takes away one sense, and sometimes I'll even also wear my sunnies.
Correct.
The only reason why I don't is because in Australia at the moment, they're paranoid about security, so you look suspicious.
But we don't care about that. We care about your
I do now,
success in the shopping centre.
Because they overreact now.
And that's something which we'll have to get over as a hurdle for you.
A, seizures. B,
massively.
Migraines.
Yep.
And C, autism.
Correct.
Okay.
So you mentioned from the shopping perspective, I would suggest that we probably are able to increase the shopping experience at least 50%. So extending it as far as the time for you to then be able to participate and get out.
You're right.
Autism, yes, sensory-wise, you come home calmer. Now, that's great.
Migraine sufferers too, maybe.
And look, cognitively, that's what I was going to say. Migraine is part of the cognitive thing for you. We find that when you're able to control the variables of, hey, the bright lights, you got the sunglasses on. Okay, you don't like wearing hats as much, but inside I get it. But with the
I wish I could wear
noise,
hats more, but I don't really.
These sort of things.
Discomfort. sensory.
have been a great reduction for you to be able to avoid getting into seizure mode. But we are conscious of, with shopping centres, you have got a lot of flashing lights, which is another stimuli.
Yeah, which actually surprises me, guys, that in 2025 with disability and people like me that are sensory, my seizures are sensitive to flashing lights that can cause a seizure for me. It actually saddens me that between that and the throbbing music that can also do it to me, the flashing lights, I'm actually sad that in 2025 that they still don't understand that they're doing harm.
I'm glad you brought up the music part, because this is the other reason for seizures. A
Certain
consistent,
rhythms.
constant rhythm at a certain pace, tempo, the speed at which music is played, that rhythm can actually again trigger rhythmically seizures for Dyan. So we've experimented with this. We've seen this happen. Certain music she can no longer have in her playlist because it can be a catalyst to causing seizures.
There's certain songs that I cannot listen to because I know they are triggers. I know that there's specific songs, there's 2 of them that I know of, that if I listen to, that it probably doesn't matter if I've slept well, ate well, hydrated, haven't exerted myself, like not really done any major things, I will have a seizure. High likelihood of having a seizure.
So no more heavy rock metal music for you, ma'am.
Yeah, well, I get away with certain things.
I know. It's purely the tempo.
It's interesting. I wish that actually
there's some research done into that.
Neurologists would actually bring in the
physiologists. Yep, the ones who study this sort of data.
Do the scientific stuff to actually talk to us as well, because next time I do have my EEG, I tell you what, and I'll probably get the same one because she works at this hospital. That
Sarah,
I
the
have
lovely
to go to the
neurophysiologist.
Yep, so I probably will always end up with the same person.
Yep.
And we always have
She's
a lot
the
of
team
chats
leader
because she's very fantastic like that and answers all your questions. And I think I'm going to ask about that is what tempo, what do you look out for? Because that'll really save me some time.
Yeah.
Because I can't listen to every single song and go, did that work and did that, like
because
a social experiment.
It's not always immediate. It may be a bit delayed.
Yes.
Or sometimes and again, part of Dyan's autism, Dyan does use music as a self-soothing activity to help regulate herself, to help prevent dysregulation, which comes out then in meltdowns. So with the music, you don't always know, because it's not an immediate thing. It's like you don't play that song and exactly 2 seconds later you're straight into it. There can be a delayed effect. But we have attribution over a period of time worked out that not only has it been the music, but those songs, let's remove those and we don't have those anymore. So that's the important thing. I'm also wondering retrospectively, because these are muffy kids, I wonder what it would have been like for you, because we didn't have these things around when I went to school, you went to school at the same time, in the same era. In fact, we even went to the same school. Right, and that's what I was thinking, because there's so many loud noise in a school environment, whether it's the whistle from the phys ed teacher, whether it's a teacher putting her nails on the chalkboard, whether it's just kids screaming out in enjoyment, or the lawnmower going past.
Teachers used to treat me like I was dramatic.
But it's really distracting.
My mum didn't care. My mum didn't seem to bother her.
Yeah.
When I did that, like she was used to having this weird child, but my teachers would tell me off.
But you came home
like I'm
almost every day to a meltdown. You came home, I'm so
typical,
sensory overloaded just from school.
Girl,
you walk in the door, it's off with the clothes, it's like, I've had this.
Down
because
to my knickers.
You're having to be over-focused, over-contained, white-knuckling through the school environment.
When you're a girl, to not be picked on, and to just have friends, which you do seek because you're a female. Females seek socialization compared to boys.
Yeah.
And I did used to seek, like, having friendships to a small degree, even though many days, actually, I didn't go out to play because I preferred my own company too. So it was split between the two, even as a child.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I was always told by the adults, why are you always sitting with with us adults. Like, off you go with the kids. You know, we're boring. You know, what we're talking about is always boring. Like, I don't know why you want to be here. And I'm thinking in my head, because I'm very nonverbal, I want to be here. I'm not bored. They're boring. Those kids out there are stupid. Boring.
Right, you wanted the adult conversation.
Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about, we did in the very early days, used to use those plastic, or even the foam, the foam ones that you put in if you're doing demolition or whatever else, and you put
the putty ones.
The foam ones, you have to squish the corners, and then the putty ones you got to massage, and again you got to plug those
in.
in.
Except they don't last.
They don't last.
They get
and there you go. They get dirty, they pick things up, and that affects the OCD, and bye-bye. They're no longer any good. So I guess we've gone through a lot of ones. Bunnings was difficult because you can't always try things on because of the packaging and the way it's operated.
Yeah, they package them up. That's convenient, isn't it, Bunnings?
Not convenient at all. Because what do? You got to buy them all and then test them out, and we did that, and it's like, put that one back,
or
the
big
throw those
probably
ones
have
out.
such big boned heads.
Yeah.
That when they put it on, if it's too
it's not
tight,
one size fits all.
They don't feel it.
And you mentioned...
If it was tight on me, I'd be going, ow, my brain.
But I wanted to explain, you used the word microcephaly, and maybe the people out there in the audience don't understand that, but that actually means small head circumference. Dyan, because of her genetic chromosomal disorder, 22q11.2 deletion syndrome, she was born tiny. She was born with a failure to thrive. She was born with a small head size. I measured it. That's one of the things that I measured before I finally said, no, genetically there's something issues. I need to take you to a geneticist. And she measured it, and we both looked and goes, she is small. In fact, less than
she said you're tiny.
1% of the entire overall population.
She measured my
3 standard deviations.
Shoulder to shoulder as well, and my hip to hip.
Yeah.
And she was looking around my face and my ears, and I'm thinking, what is she doing?
Looking inside your mouth.
Violated
it's like,
me.
Geez, my husband's already done this. What's this all about?
Mouth, and I'm thinking...
We were looking for genetic patterns and things that you expect to see.
Why is she looking in my mouth and up my nose?
I know, right?
You're
very protective about your nose, aren't you?
Why are you looking up there? And then they wanted blood. Geneticists are weird.
They do a good job.
They were lovely, but basically, even the questions are full on. But now I realise that that's what helps them also get the right test to test for. But I wasn't putting all this together, so I'm just thinking, this is a long conversation about my history.
Family history.
They want the history from your birth, as much as you can remember, as much as you've gone through, and that helps them. And obviously, I gave them enough information and a lot of information because I've got it, like, with my autism, one of my, like, special talents is memory. I have a very, very good long-term
memory,
clear photographic memory.
Short-term memory is totally shot.
Yeah.
And she can't remember, like a goldfish, what happened 3 seconds ago.
But my long-term,
unfortunately, that's the seizures. That's all this neurological things that have been going on.
long-term is vivid, historical.
Amazingly so.
Memory.
I mean, I'm in awe about the things that you can literally pull back as if you were there, the sights, the sounds, the feelings, and everything that was going on to such early ages.
Because
incredible.
They were the best years of my life, because I've said it before, guys, I was a non-verbal, then ended up being a verbal autistic. I do miss the non-verbal world, I'm not going to lie. I remember being angry at people pulling me into the verbal world. I remember resisting and not wanting to.
Yeah.
And sometimes as an adult now, as much as I'm grateful for the relationships of being a verbal and what I can extra do, even though there's a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of dramas with it, and a lot of struggles with it, I do sort of like, I'm grateful for being able to speak, but I do miss that world.
Yeah.
And I think that people need to understand that autistics, we were born that way, and we have had to meet this world halfway. We've lost half of ourselves at least. We only get to hold on to, I know that people say autism acceptance, but guys, we're only holding on to half of us, because if we were allowed to be 100% us, the neurotypicals would not cope.
Yeah.
They'd fall apart and go, what are you people doing? Why are you like that? I don't get it.
Mm.
Because we meet them halfway, but they need to meet us halfway.
Mm.
But yeah, I do miss that inner world.
Yeah, I understand that. So I just wanted to explain the microcephaly because we use that terminology so that people do understand that. Look, it's
And
not.
if you're
Hold on.
looking at
So it's not
genetics, that's
just
one thing to look
one
at.
size that fits all, and that affects pretty much everything medication wise. So when we go to an adult hospital, you got to think that the blood pressure cuff no longer fits. The mask is like it doesn't fit over her face. The catheter has to be the smallest size from the children's section, the speculum, whatever devices that you're using, even the needles, everything has to be smaller, engaged in size. I mean, your toe couldn't be operated on because they couldn't find a replacement joint as small as it's needed.
For children, it's experimental, and I'm thinking, but my children, you said, because you are that small.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no, but I'm an adult legally, so therefore you guys owe me a joint. So just no public
missing
health
a lot
system.
of common sense.
You really owe me a joint.
One of the other things that we got.
Not those kinds of joints.
One of the other things that we're trying to get through the hospital system was the glasses, the blue light glasses for circadian rhythms. But the glasses that she was given, which is again one size fits all, another medical item, it was like wearing these big things that just kept slipping off her face. Or in fact, they did slip off her face, and it was ridiculous. It was like a joke. It's like she looked like a clown.
Every morning, do you know what I was doing? Drinking my coffee like this with a straw.
Yeah, trying to keep your glasses on. It was. So I had to go literally researching around the world to find, does someone make small size glasses for an adult with microcephaly who might need this? What about if a kid or a teenager needs this? No, they don't think about that. We're still evolving in this practice. So do look around. You will find things that suit your person, that are comfortable, maybe in the colour scheme, that are you're my person. That'll fit your size. And would you recommend noise cancellation headsets to people with autism?
Guys, if you want to double your shopping
or ability to be out and about in the
double
wild.
your shopping time so that you can get your list done and maybe even do some window shopping or maybe even find some little hidden treasures. If you want to double your time at the shops, get some of these ear defenders.
Improve your concentration.
Absolutely.
Reduce things such as your migraines.
So when you get home, you don't need so much